In a full dress rehearsal for next week's elimination final, Essendon's Roger Merritt made quite a hit with the Bomber fans. A legend came to an end at the MCG as Kevin Bartlett bowed out of football after a VFL record of 403 games. And at the Arden Street ground, North Melbourne had its sights on top spot on the league ladder, while Steve McCann had other goals. And a very good evening, everyone. Welcome to Seven's Big League. The match of the day today was at VFL Park between Carlton and Essendon, the second time that the two teams had clashed at league headquarters this season. Both sides had certainly been in the news during the week. The Blues rocked by the suspensions of Mario Bortolotto and Peter Bosusto, while at Windy Hill, Essendon were fuming at the hitman accusations levelled at ruckman Roger Merritt. While Carlton have good records against most teams in the competition, their form against the Bombers in recent years hasn't been good, as the last time they defeated Essendon was back in 1980. The Bombers, therefore, winning their last 5 encounters. Our replay tonight begins at the 16-minute mark of the first quarter. And with me in the commentary box, Lou Richards.
With the Bombers still yet to score. Madden got the tap down, well intercepted by Mark Hugh and again by Hurd. Ball kicked off the ground by Harms. Finally it comes out to Sheldon. Gets around Clark pretty easily. A long pass, a hand, but fumble. He's got time to pick it up now. Have Aspin a shot at goal. But once again, they're wasting chances. And it's another point, so they go to 1 goal, 5-11 points, Carlton. Still the Bombers yet to score.
I see our friend with the water bottle from Carlton's doing another great job.
Pretty cold, pretty hot out there today.
You really do need a drink today, don't you? Bahaja. Poor Madden missed the mark, scooped it on very cleverly though. Marku burrows in, can't get the ball out. Malin, at last minute inclusion. Hand pass was a little bit too quick for Markazani, so eventually he tries to get it out to right centre wing where it's Montgomery. Ditchburn in front, can't take the grab, chance for Hunter. Picks it up cleanly, tackled by 2 Essendon players.
Push in the back.
Umpires found a free kick. So Hunter with the chance to bring up his first goal. Let's watch it again. Neagle.
Oh, yes. Neagle threw him to the ground.
Threw him to the ground, yes.
There's the thirst quencher there.
Yes. It's really hot today. It's at least 10 degrees.
We'll watch this guy and see what he does.
That's right, they got them all out today.
Only gave him a good drink that time, didn't he?
Ken Hunter. He doesn't miss too many. Puts it through for a goal. Both of Carlton's goals coming from free kicks. 2-5-17. Carlton, Essendon yet to score.
It'll be interesting to see whether that water bottle guy has got a walkie-talkie, because he'd have to get his messages from somewhere, as we see Hunter get one right in the back from Neagle that time.
Not much doubt about the free kick, Lou.
No doubt at all, Pete.
So sunshine persisting. On Seven's Big League from VFL Park at the 18-minute mark. It's 17 points the difference. Essendon yet to score, but Carlton kicking with the assistance of a fairly strong breeze. Johnston gets grabbed high. Umpire says no free kick. It comes to Shane Hurd, a short pass. Out to right half forward. It's picked up by Hawker. Marku. On to Danaher. A wobbly punt kick up the full forward, and the mark taken by Timmy Watson. No, Williams. Darren Williams. He'd be 40 metres out, and lead by Bahaja ignored. He's going to go for the kick. That's their first score. Is it a goal? I think so. Yes, good shot for goal by Darren Williams. Being congratulated by Hawker and Danaher. 1 straight, 2-5.
And that goal coming just on the 19-minute mark of the first quarter. Yes. So getting the congratulations from his teammates, it may lift them to better things, but they are kicking against the wind in this first quarter.
They haven't made too many forward thrusts down there, have they?
Certainly not, Pete.
19 minutes gone now on Seven's Big League from VFL Park. The difference is 13 points in favour of Carlton, 17-6.
Centre bounce again. Knocked out by Madden, grabbed by Marku. The ball comes back to Glasgow. Very slippery at the moment. Again by Madden. Sheldon gets a hurried kick over the half-forward line. Coming out to meet it now is Markazani and Walt. Markazani played it pretty carefully that time as he kicks it off the ground. Down goes Clark, and he'll get a free kick. Hand pass coming out now to Bradbury. Bradbury's kick is a good one out for Neagle. Oh, it got one at the back that time from Harms, but the umpire called play, and he goes to the half-forward flank to Markazani. Gets around Duckworth. He's grabbed again, but the ball finally comes back now to Western. Essendon looking a bit better now as we see Neagle grab it. A hand pass to Carey. That's Ronnie Andrews to Slope, who dropped it. But Neagle was dropped from by Fitzpatrick. But then he said to the umpire, I copped one in the mouth there before that. Look at Neagle saying, oh, they've knocked him down again.
Yes, he did.
I don't think he did. I think he acted that time.
Oh, got the crowd worked up.
Well, Fitzpatrick not too happy about it. Watch it again. Oh, I think he only pushed him. Ball down there towards the forward line. It's picked up here now by Bahaja. This might give the Bombers a bit of spirit. And that's a great mark taken there by Wayne Harms. The ball going to Mark Goo. Out there at half back. Chance now for Wood. No, it's too long for him. Bradford punched on smartly that time by Marcazzani. In the way there was Carey. A hand pass to Watson. Short pass again, but it's a shocker. And there we see Bruce Dool take the mark. He's doing pretty well against Danaher at the moment. And what a pass that is out there to Sheldon on the wing position. Short pass down there to Ditchburn. Goes down. Ball knocked on by Clark. Intercepted by Duckworth. A hand pass coming back to Hawker out there scouting nicely. Another short pass to Danaher, and he's got the mark out there on the centre wing position. He's certainly a long way from goal as the full forward to the side with a 15-metre penalty now. Kicks it across over centre half forward. Players position themselves. Ball knocked out of Foles. Hooks the ball out wide looking for Hurd. Can he mark this one? He's got it. He's about 35 metres out from goal on a slight angle. Only got one more game for his 100th. And they're 13 points behind at the moment. And of course this will be 11 points behind. That's right. Not adding up too well. Or subtracting too well. Well, he wouldn't be 30 metres out from goal, actually. So he's got a chance to score here. And a goal would be handy against this breeze. The kick, didn't make the distance. We see Merritt get one hand to it, and it's finally forced through for 1 point. So at the 22-minute mark of the first quarter, we see Essendon 1 goal, 7 points to Carlton. Kicking with the breeze, 2 goals, 5-17.
Ball back into play. Danaher behind. Knock on by Dool. He punches it clear effectively. Out into the open to Marku. Johnston. Good smother by Hawker. That was beautifully done. The hand pass back to Neagle. Almost a little bit too quick for Merv. Hurd. And the mark taken this time by Danaher in front of Glasgow. The Essendon skipper puts it high and long, looking for Wood. Oh, beautifully done from Brian Wood. Went back, forward, and then sideways to take a great mark. And the former Richmond skipper has a chance to bring up his first goal and Essendon second. Be a great acquisition in the finals for the Bombers if he can fire. Wealth of experience behind him. The shot at goal. Looks good. Goal to Wood. Wood brings up his first. Essendon come a little bit closer in a good effort against the breeze. They only trail by 4 points, 2-1 to 2-5.
The more I see of National's home video systems,
the more I see you,
the more I realize why I like them. They've got more pro features, more cameras than anyone, a portable that's more portable. I tell you, National builds home video systems like professionals want, and TV sets good enough to go with them. They're big entertainers.
from National.
Sunday Press talks to a Melbourne man, once a German seaman arrested for being defiant enough to tell the truth to Adolf Hitler. And there's a special report looking at the presence of IRA informers in Australia and the possible consequences. Visit Alex Jeselenko in Queensland. Once a hero who enthralled crowds with high marking and football wizardry, he now lives a different lifestyle. And Jacko gives his views on Supercoach David Parkin and the finals. Sunday Press, out tomorrow.
I offered him 15%.
While Mr. Peter Clark of Brighton enjoys a hearty business lunch,
Well, who's for dessert?
his Fairlane is enjoying the best tune-up of its life in the restaurant car park. And whilst Mrs. Emily Guest of Watsonia is pondering her trumps, her Toyota Corona is being expertly tuned right in her driveway. Home Tune. From $39.50, it's the professional guaranteed tune that comes to you.
Live this Sunday at 2:15, the battle continues at the Lakeside Oval when the Hawks and the Cats clash in the Army Reserve Cup. Don't miss this great football action live and exclusively yours through 7 Sport, Sunday afternoon at 2:15.
Carlton led by 5 points at quarter time. Replay recommences now during the second quarter with Essendon leading by 10 points, and we pick up play some 13 minutes into the term.
Most of their opportunities in the first quarter when they kicked 2-7 could prove costly later in the day. We'll wait and see. Ashman's in there for Carlton. Neagle does it beautifully. Oh, Mark Buckley gave him a short one to the ribs. Dill waits for it and gets it. Kink is in there for Essendon. Very scrambly play. Umpire Neville Nash has found a free kick. It's going to Bruce Gould at centre half back. Oh, gee, plays on. Got himself into trouble too. Montgomery. Sheldon. Sheldon a short pass down towards centre half forward, looking for Ditchburn. He's found him. Hurried hand pass to Marku, who's in all sorts of bother. Glascott takes it on the run at half forward, steadies and shoots. Johnson at the back. Marks, plays on and goals. Johnson's first goal and a badly needed one for Carlton. And kicked by the man they look to each week, Wayne Johnston. 5-2-32, Essendon, Carlton 3-10-28.
There's no doubt about Johnson, Peter. He's a great player and his anticipation is amazing too. He's picked this all the way. It's not a good kick by Glascott. And you watch Johnson at the back of the pack here. He's grabbed the mark, didn't hesitate. He knew he was within kicking distance there with no one within his range, and bang, a goal.
We're at the 15-minute mark now. 4 points the difference. Second quarter, VFL Park before 65,000 fans, and Madden takes the free kick from the centre circle. Oh, wobbly punt kick only travels about 25 metres. The chances for Harms at centre half back to pick it up. The shepherd for Corker-Mealis is on. Out it comes to Austin. Mark Buckley and Walsh. Walsh has the height. Doesn't quite travel far enough for him. Picked up beautifully by Glascott. In towards Hunter. Weston's there, a good smother, but the umpire has found a free kick that's going Essendon's way. Weston to take it at centre half back, and he's kicked it a mile in the air.
And it's back there towards Wood. Got the sit, goes the punch. Corker-Mealis again, but he goes down. A chance now for the ball to be pushed on by Bradbury out wide, coming out to meet it as we see Fowles the ball back away from Austin. Back there towards Southby, drops the mark. It comes down there to Rene Kink, and the Hulk goes for a hand pass back to Fowles. In a bit of trouble, a hand pass back to Roger Merritt. Straightens up and he's put it through for a goal. And they rush over to Roger Merritt again. He was the man of the moment this week, particularly on Friday, but now he's got 2 goals today. And of course, 6 goals, 2-38 Essendon to Carlton, 3-10-28.
Yes, 2 goals to Roger Merritt, and the other goal kickers for Essendon, Kink, Williams, Folds and Wood as we watch it on replay. Folds. On to Merritt, and a good shot by Roger Merritt, his second for the afternoon. And as Lou mentioned, the players once again rushing in to congratulate the Bomber Ruckman, and well, certainly proving a handful for the Carlton defenders down there.
Just over the 16.5-minute mark, Fitzpatrick getting ready to come back on again. 10 points the difference in favour of Essendon. Knocked out by Madden. Picked up by Ashman again. Back towards Carlton. Centre half forward position. Buckley too good. Springs away from Walsh. I'll have to move Walsh. It's a bit too good for me. And the ball finally hit the deck. There'll be a free kick going out there to Ditchburn. Well, Jones coming off the ground and Fitzpatrick ready to go back on again. Waiting for the kick. Corker-Mealis of it. I don't know why he's been their best player just about this quarter. And coming back on is Burke. Kickers up there towards the full forward. But oh, great mark to Hunter. There were 3 Essendon players there and he beat them one-handed. You could say one-handed nearly. Look at that, the 3 of them. Actually, there's 4 of them there. It was a great mark. There's no doubt about this fellow. He's one of the most sensational footballers we've seen here for a long time. Hunter and the 2 Cracker brothers are my 3 favourites, Pete.
Yes, you can't help but admire that trio.
This fella never does the wrong thing. He's as fair as you could ever get. There's the kick by Hunter. And it deserved a goal, and it is a goal. So the score, 6 goals, 2-38 Essendon to Carlton, 4 goals, 10-34.
Australia. From here at home and far across the sea. Seen them run, swim and fall, seen them hit and kick the ball and rank arena, our favourite colour TV. We've seen a whole lot of champions in Australia on Rank Arena, Australia's favourite colour TV. Seen them run, swim and fall, seen them hit and do it all on Rank Arena, our favourite colour TV.
And now, Rank Arena make this champion of an offer. We'll give your money back if you believe there's a better colour TV picture.
See him try, see him fall, see it best of all at Rank Arena, our favourite colour TV.
Hey, listen, how about this for Father's Day? This complete Makita Supermac cordless drill kit worth over $108 for around $89.80. Being cordless, you can use it in awkward places. When conditions are a bit damp, it's safe. Or when he can't quite reach a power point. In fact, the bloke just never knows when he might need his Makita cordless drill for a few emergency repairs. Makita, don't be caught with anything less.
Accelerate your saving with a State Bank investment account. You earn 11.5% per annum, and interest is paid back into your account. So you also earn 11.5% interest on your 11.5% interest. State Bank investment account. No risk.
We're the news makers, we're the headline breakers, radio with pictures, always on the go, we'll take you to all the races, dogs and the paces, 100 3DB, Newsmaker Radio. We're the newsmakers, Melbourne's headline breakers, 100 3DB, Newsmaker Radio.
Monday night in Cop Shop, the high rollers move into Riverside. But when the stakes are too high, the game turns to robbery and blackmail. Mike and Danny try to come to terms with their new feelings for one another. Cop Shop, Monday, 8:30.
Very low-scoring game at VFL Park, but as you no doubt noticed in our first two segments of replay, the ground was fairly heavy after persistent overnight and early morning rain. 1 point the difference at half-time. Carlton had increased that to 4 points. We pick up play at the 5-minute mark now of the third quarter.
That's a better kick. Up towards centre field. Kink is there in front and almost marks. In fact, the umpire has played it. Kink plays on. Kick number 4. It's a shocker. Neagle has the chance. Neagle on centre wing. Over the top goes Montgomery. It will be a free kick. Carlton player down in the meantime. Can't quite pick up who it is. Wood. Onto Carey. It might be Fitzpatrick. We'll come back to it in a moment as Carey goes forward for Essendon. Up to half forward. Plenty of Bomber players are there. Dool with Danaher. He's caught him. Did Danaher drop it?
Hold the man, he said.
Peter Cameron said he made the attempt to get rid of it legitimately. No, I must admit I disagree with that. I didn't think I saw a handball there.
Fitzpatrick okay. He's had a dirty day today as far as knocks are concerned. Still, you can't win them all.
Danaher from half forward. And punched through by Jeff Southby for one behind. And so that takes the scoreboard to 6-5 as against 5-14. A difference of 3 points on Sevens Big League in the third quarter as Southby brings the ball back into play.
Out towards that half-back flank position. Ball hits the deck. A chance now for Wood to tap it over to Watson. Watson goes for a pass to Bahajo, and he's got it there in the forward pocket, right on the boundary line. Quickly plays on. I don't think he's put it through. He has. What a goal. A beautiful goal by Bahajo. And the Bombers have hit the front against the wing. So it's 7-5-47, Essendon to Carlton 5-14-44. Well, that was a smart goal. I don't think Watson knew where to go that time. He couldn't find anyone to give it to. As you'll see, tapped out nicely by Wood. He was going to hand pass. Now he spotted Bahajo. It was a lovely pass. And he balked, then had a snap at goal. And a fine goal by the little rover.
On Sevens Big League, just past the 7-minute mark now. 3 points the difference.
Ball back there to Johnson. Runs into Foles. He throws the ball away. The umpire said, hold the man. Well, there's a fine line between that decision, I would say. So Johnson now ready to send the Blues back into attack. They're trailing by 3 points. Ditchburn couldn't hold that mark. Coming through is Neagle. He's played a fine game today. Taps the ball out. Goes after it again. Tries to get a hand pass again. It's Sheldon going for a pass. Back there now and a good mark taken this time by Foles down there in the back pocket. 15-metre penalty. Brings him up just about to the half-back line. The kick, not a great one. A chance now for Bradbury to mark over the top of Martin. A great mark. And a pretty good player since crossing from Port Melbourne to Essendon. Back it comes there towards the centre of the ground. It's Austin going after it now. And he's taken away from Austin. Wood goes with it. Now Austin's got it back again. So luck going Carlton's way there as the ball comes back to Bradbury again. Out there on that centre wing position. Sidesteps a couple of players nicely. Goes for a pass. Oh, an easy mark dropped by Simon Madden. Got one in the head. It's finally tapped back to Carey. He can't pick it up. Back it goes again to Wood. A balk around Boyer. Goes for a pass. But knocked away again by Austin. They fall over Dools and they're trying to get a hand pass. Finally picked up by Essard. And that'll be holding the ball against him. And the free kick to go to Essard down there in the back pocket to English. It is in the back pocket for Carlton.
English wobbles the punt kick up towards the left centre wing and knock on by Fitzy. Fitzpatrick with some 25 metres up to number 25, Roger Merritt. Southby seemingly into his back, and that's how the umpire has seen it. And the free kick going to Roger Merritt. In towards centre field, over the top, King. Mark number 2 for the quarter, kick number 5. Down to Brian Wood. Wood at left half forward. On some new toot out there, but it's still pretty heavy. He's got a second chance. English into him. Chance for Carey. Lobs it up towards full forward. Doyle is there again. Around Bahadur. Right on the boundary line.
Played a great game, Doyle, Peter.
One of the best on the ground, I think, Lou. He's kept Danaher very, very quiet, and that's not easy to do. Johnston runs its full 15 metres up towards half forward. Ditchburn gets the bounce, flicks it on to Mark Buckley. A little bit too quick for him, actually. Duckworth on the Western. Knocked down by Merritt. Bradbury and Fitzpatrick holding the man, says the umpire. And the free kick going to Bradbury at centre field. Or Hawker it is. Glenn Hawker up to half forward. English in the road again. Knock on by Merritt. Doyle is there. Merritt threads his way through. Well done by the big guy. Tries to beat 2 of them and successful. Dragged down by Doyle. A play on call. Bahadur takes it. 20 metres out. Steps at goal and puts it through. 2 goals to the budgie in this quarter. Essendon looking the goods at 8-5, 53 to 5, 14, 44.
Good play on the part of Williams that time. A nice hand pass coming out here. And full marks to Merritt. He kept on going there, and Dill tackles well. But you'll see Williams get it up with a hand pass out to Bahadur. A quick move on the part of the Essendon Rover over to his other teammate in Bahadur and a goal.
10.5 minutes gone. 53 to 44 at VFL Park. A low-scoring game, but the Bombers doing it well at the moment. Folds over the top, can't complete the mark. Chance for Duckworth. He gets it away. The Bombers go forward again through Gary Folds. Austin could be in the road. King flies. Misjudges it badly. The tap on is affected. That was well done by the Hulk. Williams up the full forward and mark to Merritt.
Merritt doing well now. Takes that mark. Merritt's already kicked 2 goals. And he'd only be about 40 metres out. That was a great mark. Getting away from Sappy nicely. And, of course, this fellow received plenty of attention in the press this week and the radio or any part of the media. And he's come up pretty well. Every time he kicks a goal, his mates go mad and come across and congratulate him. Let's see whether he can kick another one. He's third. There's the kick on its way. Didn't come around enough, so just on the 12-minute mark. It's Essendon 8 goals, 6.54 to Carlton 5.14, 44. Shocking kicking on the part of Carlton. Still, you've got to get them through the big ones if you want to win the game. Carlton waiting for this famous third quarter burst, but at the moment it's halted. Essendon well on top as the ball goes out to that half-forward line for the Bombers. Picked up by Williams again, doing pretty well this quarter. And a nice pass coming out there to Simon Madden. Over it goes to Carey. That's Andrew's disciple. Back to Neagle. A beautiful ball. Goes for another short pass. Intercepted by Asman. Picked up nicely as it hits the deck. Out wide to Marquezani. Dropped the sitter. Didn't go in hard enough for that one as we find the ball picked up by Burke. Luckily for Marquezani as the ball is finally hand passed out for Sheldon. Looking there for Hunter. couldn't take that one, goes up, recovers well, he goes to the ground, they bounce on him, and he'll get a free kick. And the umpire's call play on after the free kick was given over to Sheldon. It goes up there towards the full forward position. Glasgow couldn't hold it, but it's coming back. It'll be a goal to Buckley, a goal. And the Blues bounce back. That's his second. So it's 8 goals, 6:54. Essendon to Carlton, 10, 6-14, 50. I said 6-14, 50, I should say.
Well, Buckley getting the goal. There may have been a free kick earlier in the goal square. Hunter paid that free. Make up your own mind on it. But play continued through Sheldon. Sheldon popped it into the square. Now, Glasgow, I think, could have got a free kick here almost. He stood on his head. And Buckley putting it through, telling the goal umpire that it was a goal. He, of course, agreed. As Glasgow in the hands of the trainers there. Maybe he got a kick in that arm as well. I thought he got it in the head, but the end result was a goal. A very valuable player in the Carlton lineup is David Glasgow. 14 minutes gone. 4 points the difference again at VFL Park in a thriller. The match of the day on Sevens Big League as Carey puts the Bombers forward. Only some 35 metres. Plenty of Carlton players are there, and the mark taken by Montgomery. Looks for and gets a 15-metre penalty. Montgomery from just short of centre field. That's a good kick. Hunter's the flyer, but doesn't come down with the mark. Ditchburn has it. Umpire Peter Cameron has decided on a bounce, and a couple of short ones flying in there. Like to be in one of those on a cold day if he got one on the nose. Knocked away by Fitzy again to Malin. Good smother. Neagle. Merritt can't take the mark from behind. Watson looking for a free, but he's got the ball anyway. Short pass by Watson. Up the full forward. Danaher well caught by Bruce Gould, who's playing a fantastic game. Watson in the meantime has put it through for a goal. Well played, Timmy Watson. 60 to 50, 10 points the difference in favour of Essendon.
This shape is known by the way it tames the wind, by the way it holds the road, by the races that it wins. This shape is known by the quiet that's inside, by a style all its own. It's more than just a ride, it's command behind the wheel. It's the way it makes you feel that the road is pulled right up into your hands. Technology inspired it to run right across this land. But until you get to drive it, you'll never understand what it's like to have a feeling for the road. Holden Commodore.
Every man has problem shaving spots. For some it's here, others here, or here. Handle them all without hassle with a razor with a pivoting head and the world's finest blades. Wilkinson Sword Pivot. Wilkinson Sword has a unique triple coating treatment, including chromium. The super hard edges are more finely honed to a sharpness that lasts and lasts for a closer, more comfortable shave. Whatever your problem, Wilkinson Sword Pivot takes the hassle out of shaving.
This is new Nilex Super Flat Hose. Super flexible. Try doing this with any other hose. Strong, light and convenient.
Available from these leading stores and Nilex stockists.
Getting to sleep is difficult for many people, and others find it hard to stay asleep through the night. When sleep doesn't come easily, Horlicks can help. Medical research has proven that Horlicks' unique blend of natural ingredients in warm milk can help you sleep the whole night through.
Good morning.
Already? Oh, what a sleep.
Horlicks, the natural way for a good night's sleep.
Tonight, join Eddie and all the gang from Love Thy Neighbour for their own special style of movie. It's a clear-cut case of black and white. So don't attempt to adjust your television set. Stick with 7, tonight at 9:30.
What's new?
Essendon lead now by 10 points at the 15.5-minute mark.
Well, neither side got the advantage from that knockout, but the umpires found a free kick to Fitzpatrick against Madden. Kick goes there to Mark Hugh. It's a beautiful pass. He's got the mark on that half-forward line. Right on the point of the square, about 60 metres out from goal. It's a long kick down there looking for Buckley. The ball hits the deck again. It's forced out by Neagle. playing a loose man down there in defence, but he's doing a pretty good job of it too, as he goes for a short pass. Well intercepted by Hart. The difference is 10 points in favour of Essendon, and Carlton kicking with the breeze this quarter. Punched away by Ditchburn. Backing up well as Bradbury gets a hurried kick out wide. Marcazzani pounces on that one. Kicks the ball long up there towards the full forward position, but Buckley hasn't got much chance here. He goes down, goes after it again, smothers it. Ball still in play now as it's on the boundary line and forced out. It'll be a penalty free kick to go to Carlton. Duckworth kicked it off the ground, and the two umpires going at Duckworth. It'll be Sheldon to take the free kick. He's kicked it out, no doubt.
Yes.
Running around the mark, he fires. And he's missed it, so it's still bad kicking on the part of Carlton. 6 goals, 15-51. They're kicking themselves out of this game to Essendon 9-6-60. And of course, they're kicking with a fairly strong breeze in this quarter, but just the same, the Bombers didn't do too well in that second quarter when they had the advantage. So waiting on Duckworth now to bring the ball back into play. Just over the 17-minute mark as the ball goes out to centre half back. Tapped down, backing up well this time is Carey. A hand pass coming out to Hawker on his own. Gets a hurried kick to Watson. Oh, how was that for beautiful play? Stepped out of the pack beautifully as he goes for a pass to Danaher. But Dill's right on his tail, knocks the ball out. And backing up as usual as English goes right across the face of goals. Looks as though it could go out of bounds. No Marcazzani, and Wood, it's Marcazzani coming out with it. Back it goes out to Rene Keg. A chance now for Wood. He fumbles the ball, picked up by Danaher. Oh, not a very good kick. Coming back as Harms. A hand pass over to Austin. And that's great defensive play on the part of Carlton. Back it goes now. And it's Burke going down as he grabbed too high. No, dropping the ball, the umpire said. Oh. Listen to that Carlton crowd. He said he ducked his head. Up she goes to the forward pocket and claiming that mark down there and getting it.
Austin.
There's Austin. Just over the 18-minute mark. And the difference still 10 points.
Great mark there, Luke.
It was a gutsy one. He's a great player, this fella. He's had some terrible jobs to do for the Blues and carried them out pretty well. Usually playing on a man about 6 inches taller than himself. Knocked out by Madden. Comes out to Westman. A hand pass over to Glasgow. Another one to Marcoux. Back it goes again to Sheldon. The little men cutting to the pieces at the moment as the ball goes back there towards Duckworth. He overruns the ball. A chance now for Walsh to break clear. A hand pass to Williams on his own at half back, and the Bombers get the ball away from the danger zone.
Up to centre wing. Fitzpatrick and Madden, who almost brings down a one-hander. Watson again. In the back, was it? Yes, says the umpire. And Timmy Watson to take the free kick at centre field. Ditchburn up in that position, so it looks as though he could have been moved. At the back is Bradbury and Marks. No, says umpire Peter Cameron. Holding the ball is the decision. That brings the crowd to its feet. Phil Maylan's free kick at left half-back flank. The Shepherd from Ashman is effective. Maylan plays on, chips it up towards the monogram. Mark taken by Sheldon. Maylan again. Short pass and the mark to Ken Hunter. The Ditchburn. Ditchburn goes across towards Burke. Looks for Buckley. Can't quite get there. Carey fumbles. Chance for the Blues again. Hunter. Oh, gee, it's tough out there at the moment. The umpire wisely, I think, deciding on a bounce. Burke couldn't get away too far, and it will be balled up at centre half forward for Carlton. Must be about 30 players around it too. Knocked away by Fitzpatrick. Can't find Glasgow, for whom it was intended, I think. Essendon through Weston. Get it back to Ashman. Looks for Maylan. He was very keen to do well today after being a late inclusion in the side. Southby, no. Can't take the mark. Stolen by Glenn Hawker, and well done. Hawker, Izzard. Has the pace to get clear. The pass to Merritt. And they love him today. Merritt from half forward, streaming downfield. Kink, 30 metres out, into the goal square. Goal coming up to Danaher from 1.5 metres. Danaher's first, and the Essendon fans go wild. 10-6-66 the Bombers. Carlton 6-15-51.
Sevens Big League is part of the Holden Premiership season.
Certainly a morale-boosting win for Essendon. Once again, the Blues can't seem to beat the Bombers. They last knocked them off a couple of years back now. 118-67. Terry Danaher got 4 goals for the Bombers, 3 of those in the last quarter. Bahaji got 3 for Carlton, Hunter 2 and Mark Buckley 2. Stats on the match today. The kicks in favour of the Bombers. The marks, likewise, 65-48. The frees in favour of Carlton. The handballs, very much in favour of Essendon, 113-78. A marked difference there. The hit-outs only won the difference, and the shots at goal 32-29. But of course, Carlton's kicking 4 goal, especially in the first quarter when they notched up 2-7 with the win, was very, very bad indeed. After the match, Max Stevens went into the dressing rooms and he spoke to Bomber coach Kevin Sheedy.
Well, Roger Merritt, now he's been under quite a lot of pressure over the last week. He must have been extremely happy with the way he played today.
Oh yes, Roger's a tremendous player for us. You know, he's one of the players that I've always stuck by. Most of the time since I've been here, we had quite a number of tall players in my first year or so here, but Roger kept playing his 12 games a year, and this year he's played nearly every game until he got outed against Carlton the first time around. He's a tremendous contributor as a team man.
Well, what do you feel is wrong with Carlton?
I wouldn't have a clue. We watched Carlton win last week on the TV, and my gee, you know, they were playing really well. They were playing really well. I just feel that they might be leading us up the garden path a bit after today, and we've got to watch out for that.
And no doubt next week's game is going to be a lot harder than today's. You couldn't expect a win like you had today.
There's no doubt about that at all. You know, like next week's final is an elimination final, and
does it worry you being in elimination?
Well, we're very experienced at it.
You haven't won one yet?
No, we haven't won one, but you know, Carlton haven't been there that often either, have they? And they might not have won one yet either. So, you know, we're probably level pegging in that situation.
Time will tell?
7 days.
Yeah, it should be a great game at VFL Park next week. The elimination final, the Blues and the Bombers. Today's footy trifecta, the final one of the year. A TV trifecta, we may call it, 7-2-9. Hawthorn, Collingwood and North Melbourne, and it returned a dividend of $119.80. You're watching Seven's Big League. Our next match coming up is Richmond and Fitzroy, and also coming up after the break, a report from Scotty Palmer.
We've seen a whole lot of champions in Australia, from here at home and far across the sea. Seen them run, swim and fall, seen them hit and kick the ball and make arena our favourite colour TV. We've seen a whole lot of champions in Australia on Rank Arena, Australia's favourite colour TV. Seen them run, swim and fall, seen them hit and do it all on Rank Arena, our favourite colour TV.
And now, Rank Arena make this champion of an offer. We'll give your money back if you believe there's a better colour TV picture.
See him try, see him fall, see it best of all on Rank Arena, our favourite colour TV.
It can be a jog or a jaunt, a run or a race. The 1983 Sun Adidas Super Run offers it all. Melbourne's biggest and most popular fun run takes you from the biggest sporting arena in the nation, the MCG, to Australia's most popular racecourse at Flemington via the spectacular Westgate Bridge. Entries can be obtained from any of these centres until August 31, and there's a chance to win some great prizes, including a Singapore airline holiday. Get in the run, the 1983 Sun Adidas Super Run, and be a winner.
It looks like a big job here, lady. I'm not sure I can fix it for you today.
I know what you need. A little Pablo. Ole!
When you need a lift, a deeply satisfying coffee lift, nothing gives it to you better than Pablo. Pablo, put a little Ole in your day.
I suppose another Ole is out of the question.
Monday on The New Price is Right.
Here we go again, Ray. Your second night, second chance to win a showcase. All right, a little bit off last show. Now, just a little bit.
Ray could take home a kit kitchen, the dining setting, a motorbike, the Subaru. Monday night, 6 o'clock.
Coming up shortly on Seven's Big League, the game at the Melbourne Cricket Ground this afternoon between Richmond and Fitzroy. First of all, though, we go up to the offices of the Sunday Press and say a very good evening once more to sporting editor Scott Palmer.
Good evening, Peter, and a warm welcome to our viewers to the newsroom at the Sunday Press. The computers behind me, they're lighting up big stories from today's dramatic round of football. At Footscray, Bluey Hampshire, who was cheered off the oval, said he had not been approached over the coaching job for next year, but he expected to have a meeting with the committee sometime next week. He is confident the Bulldogs could become a finals contender with just a few more players. Red, white and bluey was the call there tonight as the team collected the $21,000 for the 3 wins from the sponsors and planned that big trip to Namibia. Swans' Ricky Quaid said his club had done all the hard things up to now in Sydney and would kick on from this stage. He would start training for 1984 on October 1. And he warned everyone that Bernie Evans was on contract with the Swans and had told the club he was happy to stay with them. Greg Smith, however, is on a charge for disputing Kevin Smith's decision out there at the Western Oval. Collingwood's John Cale really let fly tonight. He said how the Collingwood players can concentrate on football with so many people knocking the club, it amazes him. Today we responded to a lot of the stick, said Cale. And John added, I'll be there for 2 years at least. Collingwood officials are wondering tonight, however, whether Peter Dacos will remain with them in 1984. Tony Jules said he was pleased his side had a go after half-time. His captain, however, Trevor Barker, was carried off today with a bad knee injury. Richmond's Francis Burke said he was keeping his intentions for next year completely private and would not like to preempt any decisions made by the Tigers. His team gave Kevin Bartlett a rousing farewell in the rooms after today's game, and some say the KB shed a little tear. 2 of the Tigers, however, are on reports for striking. They are Dale Wakeman and Paul Serra. Robbie Wall said it was a good pre-finals workout by the Lions today to come from behind and beat Richmond. He said that he'd be considering players like McMahon, Hinchin, Manane and Francis for the game next week. North Melbourne have these players injured. McDonald with a broken nose, Dench with a strained knee ligament, Ramsey with a shoulder and Phil Kelly with a thigh. But with a week's rest coming up, Barry Cable said his main worry was who to play at full forward. 3 players will be tested for the position, Brightus, Jonas and Fairley. It's great to be on top, said Cable. Nobody thought we could do it. Melbourne's Ron Barassi said he only had 24 players to pick from today, and he's looking forward to next year and for a better effort from the Demons. Geelong's Tommy Hafey was disappointed the Cats didn't do better today for the Nankervis brothers Ian and Bruce, who could have played their last game for the Cats. I came down here expecting to do a lot better, said Tom, but we lack some ability and depth, and we'll be working on that over the summer months. Hawthorn's Ellen Jean said Matthews, Ayres and Buckenara would all be back for next Saturday's final, and added the balls are now in Hawthorn's court. Despite much confusion out there at the park, Carlton and Essendon will meet at VFL Park next week, and Fitzroy and Hawthorn at the MCG. And Essendon coach Kevin Sheedy said, we have been building for this match for 3 years. What's happened in the past doesn't matter a damn, according to Sheedy. David Parkin was cool after today's defeat and said the Blues didn't pursue after half-time. Were the Blues bluffing? We'll find out next week. But Justin Madden, he's finished for the year. He's got a broken arm and his neck's in a brace. And Neil Clark of Essendon will have surgery through the week for a medial ligament. That's all for tonight, Pete. Back to you.
Thank you, Scotty. Some bad news and some good news for the clubs there, and of course full details of those reports in the Sunday Press out tomorrow. Finals time in Melbourne, what a great month to look forward to. Well, despite their indifferent form for most of the season, a game against Richmond is not one that other teams would generally look forward to. The Tigers too returned to something approaching their best form with a morale-boosting win over the Swans last week in Sydney, although of course the Sydney team was very much below top strength owing to a number of crippling injuries. For Fitzroy, the game meant a chance to test out the MCG prior to next week's finals. For Richmond, the opportunity to end a disastrous year on a winning note. For Kevin Bartlett, of course, his last game after 19 years of VFL football. At the cricket ground, our commentators were Sandy Roberts and Bob Skilton, and we pick up play at the 6-minute mark of the second quarter.
Lee trying to palm it from behind, but taken by Harris. Across to Wilson is effective football. Out comes Quinlan on a long lead. Behind front of him is Roos. He's got absolutely nothing to kick to. He'll have to go short across the ground, and he does so too. Effective to find Mark Scott.
And as you said during the first quarter, Sandy, Scott, I think taking advantage of meeting a player with about the same pace. And I say that affectionately to Greg Sean because there's no greater try. As Mark Scott puts the ball goalward, it may just reach or be touched through by Jimmy Jess. It's a goal! Mark Scott brings up his first goal. So we see Fitzroy on 6 goals, 3-39, now a 10-point lead over Richmond, 4-5-29, and I do believe, Sandy, that would be the greatest margin so far in the game.
Yes, without doubt. It's only been a matter of points in it. with each side being able to answer the challenge. But now the Roys have just snuck away a little as we go back into the middle. Lee with that big run up out of picture. Now in he comes. Rioli. Like to see Morris's stats so far in the game. Over the head of Bartlett, being outclassed at the moment. Osborne picks it up to the half-forward line, and here comes the pace. Pure speed, as Bobby Skilden says of Greg Strawn, as he gives it across to his skipper, Rawlings, and that man in the crowd still voicing off. He's going to be extremely tired tonight. Osborne again. Across to Les Parrish. Roos calling for it out wide, but Les is enjoying these runs from the half-back line. Out comes Bernie. A slight nudge against the ghost. Yes, says Glenn James, and so Bernie Quinlan. Too far out to score, but Mark Scott saying bring it down here and we'll see what we can do. It's a prodigious punt. Side, bottom and Scott are both there. And it goes over the line with the general, Mark Lee, just waiting in the square, and another throw in. Almost 8 minutes have elapsed in this second term. 10 points, favouring the Roys. The ball held once again. The umpire calling play on. In comes Quinlan. He gets caught, throws it away eventually, and the umpire says holding the ball.
Strawn goes straight across the ground where Jimmy Jess is completely clear. Steadies. Puts a kick forward. Matt Rendell there for Fitzroy. He puts it back from whence it came. Side bottom, a nice mark. By gee, he's played well so far, Sandy.
Played a marvellous game. 7 marks. And is about to embark upon his 9th kick. Drop punt. Sailing straight through the middle, and the Roys open up a very handy 16-point break on 7's big lead.
Well, the rest last week was, I'm not sure whether it was more than one game that Sidebottom has been out, but the rest certainly hasn't done him any harm.
No, he's come back extremely strongly, as we see Rendell taking the ball from Jess, and it was Jess again who tried vainly to spoil, but was ineffective, and Sidebottom, who's having a marvellous game thus far, was able to convert. 29 plays 45 after 9 minutes. Second term, Rendell, who gets the favourable bounce this time, taken to ground by Rioli, thrown out by Clayton de Roos. Past Wilson it goes. Rawlings for the Tigers, one bounce over the centre. Wobbles a torpedo punt down towards the half-forward line, and the mark is taken there by the smallest man on the ground in Dale Waitman. Well, perhaps he's not. Brad Gotch, I don't know if they stood next to one another, there'd be only a
case of
split
long stops or short stops.
I think that would be. Yes, Bobby. Here's Waitman. Off target, is he? Pulling the ball for one behind. 4-6 to 7-3. They've each had 10 shots at goal, but Fitzroy lead by 15 points.
We find Les Parrish. Goes for the short pass and finds Scott Clayton. So Parrish now. Parrish was going past for the hand pass. Clayton now finds Harris completely clear. So Leon Harris up towards the centre wing. Wilson's there. Judges that one to perfection. Hand pass over the top. Was looking for Roos, but he went over the boundary line as he tried to put that hand pass in. So we'll find the umpire, Murray Williams, putting the ball in from the centre wing outer side of the ground. Rendell got the backhanded one in. Kane got possession, then lost it. Actually dropped the ball with nobody holding him. He just had a player collide with him and lost possession, so certainly no chance of a free kick. But almost 11 minutes into the second term, it's a 15-point margin in the favour of Fitzroy, and the bounce midway between centre wing and half forward flank for Fitzroy, as we find Wiley getting the hand pass in. Gary Wilson now takes it, gives a hand pass out to Scott Clayton. Clayton hooks the ball back, all Richmond, and the bounce goes straight to Neil Peart. Peart now comes across the ground towards the centre wing, and a good mark taken there by Conlon. So it's Greg Conlon of Richmond on centre wing, gives the hand pass over to Strawn, who dashed away from Mark Scott, puts the long kick down, a chance of landing, it might even be a goal by Strawn. It's a winner! Greg Strawn coming right down the ground with dazzling pace, taking the hand pass, going for the long kick. It went over everybody's head as we watch on replay. Greg Conlon gives the hand pass to Greg Strawn. And Strawn, 65 metres out from goal, over the head of Landy, bounces once and through for a great goal.
And Greg, if you're listening, I'd get stuck into Bobby Skilton because he's the one that's been ripping into you about the pace. 7-3 to 5-6. I know. Lee goes for a second roundhouse. Beautifully done by Clayton to the half-forward line. A bit of pushing and shoving there going on with Scott, but it's allowed to pass by as David Palm puts it out wide. Here's a chance for the Tigers again as Wiley scoots away on the outer wing with 2 bounces. He could have another one. He elects to go short towards Bartlett, who takes it. Again, possibly too far out to score. The policeman is in the square in Emmett Dunn. Roach doesn't know what to do, so he goes long. Landy there, Dunn and Roach, and through for one behind. Been for a pretty close match, this one. There's not a lot in it. 5-7 to 7-3.
And not a sign of really being able to open up any real pattern of play that has become dominant.
Not as yet. Laurie. Players running everywhere. Who's on who? Where am I? Seems to be the question at the moment. Being asked by a number of players as Roos gives it to Carlton. And it's his turn to bounce his way on that outer wing. Down towards the half-forward line. Gotch dropped what he should have taken. Loken. With those long sleeves. Side bottom. Caught. Holding the ball.
Good tackle there by Neil Peart. Peart coming into the play in the last couple of moments. Plays on. Gets it straight across the ground. Grant Laurie thumps the ball down. It's taken by Rendell. Well tackled. He lost possession. Picked up in fine style by Leon Harris. Harris now straightens up, goes for the short pass and finds Gary Wilson. An awkward mark for Gary Wilson. He did well to really take it because he was unbalanced. He was looking the wrong way. He did not have a clue who was coming at him, but in typical Gary Wilson fashion, he kept his eye on the ball, and the result, one mark and a chance of Gary Wilson bringing up his first goal. So it's, at the present moment, an 8-point margin held by Fitzroy. Gary Wilson trying to make it 14. Wilson's kick. There it is, a 14-point margin as Wilson kicks his first goal.
Tastes as fresh as the morning.
Every man has problem shaving spots. For some it's here, others here, or here. Handle them all without hassle with a razor with a pivoting head and the world's finest blades. Wilkinson Sword Pivot. Wilkinson Sword has a unique triple coating treatment. Including chromium, the super hard edges are more finely honed to a sharpness that lasts and lasts for a closer, more comfortable shave. Whatever your problem, Wilkinson Sword Pivot takes the hassle out of shaving.
We've got what you're looking for.
Looking for value? The new look McEwen's has got what you're looking for.
Whistle up a cuppa with Canbrook's famous Whistler kettle. Buy now and receive a bonus offer of 100 Tetley teacup bags, all just $16.99. Also Canbrook's Family Iron, featuring press button spray and 32 steam pans, only $35.99.
Looking for value? Why run all over town? At McEwen's, we've got what you're looking for.
Got what you're looking for.
Tuesday night in a country practice.
Simon!
In the aftermath of the bushfire, Vicky makes a shock discovery.
Someone caught in the fire.
As you see a lot of dead people.
Not like that.
And a mystery evolves for Frank.
Fire wasn't the cause of death.
It wasn't?
No, it's either a question of murder or suicide. She'd been shot through the head.
A country practice, Tuesday and Wednesday, 7:30. Fitzroy led by 17 points at half-time, and we pick up our replay again at the 22-minute mark of the third quarter. It's the Tigers this time, and they're leading by 7 points.
Up over the half-back line. It's a nice-looking kick. The drop punt towards centre-half forward. Roos coming across. couldn't take the ball away from Egan, though. Egan taps the ball back. Conlon couldn't gain possession. It's picked up by Wilson. One way, then the other. Wilson hooks the ball wide. Bradley Gotch will take it. Play on, and Gotch steadies, lines it up, and makes no mistake. Fitzroy come now 6 points closer as we see Richmond on 70 points, Fitzroy on 69. 1 point the margin between the sides.
Bradley Gotch kicking his first goal. In fact, there's been no scarcity of goal scorers in this match so far.
Only 2 players to have 2 goals. So, Sandy, that's Bernie Quinlan and Leon Harris.
In fact, 17 players on the ground have scored goals. So, we're back in the middle. 1 point the difference, and we could be set for a crackerjack quarter because Fitzroy can't afford to drop a game here. Will, of course, depend on other matches, but percentage playing the all-important part for the double chances. Parrish with pure strength gets away. This time they're starting to get it out of the middle towards goal. He's put it through. 2 quick goals and what a quarter of football. Now it's the Roy's turn. Les Parrish posting Fitzroy's 11th, and they go to a 5-point break. 11-9 to 9-16 on Sevens Big League.
It's Gary Sidebottom as we watch on replay. On replay, you're watching 7 Big League as a hand pass comes there from Carlton onto Parrish, and a lovely goal from Les Parrish, and that's why Gary Sidebottom was saying congratulations not just to Parrish but to Carlton.
2 goals in 45 seconds to Fitzroy, and it's been Parrish who's getting it out of the middle now instead of Rioli for Richmond, but this time Jepp holds up proceedings. 15 metres will see him almost back to the centre. Long to the half-forward line. Rendell has his name on it. Putting the ball out wide. Gotch and Palm. Couple of heavy clashes. Socket off the ground and deep in towards Fitzroy territory, and in fact over the line. So as we're about to enter time on, just 5 points separating these 2 sides to Fitzroy's advantage. Carlton overrunning it and over the line.
So the throw in almost on centre wing, outer side of the ground. Sidebottom against Lee. Coming over the top there was Landy, picked up by Wall, lost possession, gets support from Waitman. The short kick across now towards Jeff, who has the ball taken away from him in fine style by Parrish. Parrish puts the ball out wide, looking there for Quinlan. Quinlan leading in the race for the ball, gathers it in well. A left foot kick from Quinlan goes straight up into the crowd, and so the free kick will go to either Jimmy Jess or Emmett Dunn.
Good pressure then by Jess to keep at him, force him to kick that ball wide. So the Ghost will take it, that back pocket region, into time on. Still this man in the crowd, whose voice slowly becoming hoarse, continues to wail. Dunn receiving to centre wing. Jepp. Waitman. Jepp again, he'll get into trouble, boys, and he's caught. So a throw in at centre wing. Rendell saying I'm going to push it down wide, but it was Lee who got first touch. Wilson caught. They all pile in over the top, and Gary Wilson was there as well, scoots away with it. Gives it to Laurie, who handled it like a slippery piece of soap. Side he gets caught, not before he gets it away to Wilson, out wide at a Conlon. This is the sort of run that Mickey loves if he can get away. Can you get away, my boy? Just into the forward pocket region, but to no avail on this occasion. Rawlings receiving, comes away on that left foot towards centre wing. Lee the target. Egan waiting down. Waitman there also. Through Jepp it goes. Harris is after it now. Uses soccer tactics to scoop it forward. Over the top he can go with a handball to Gott. He's under pressure, loses it. In they go strongly, and it's David Palm at the bottom of the pack. The ball is going to be kept in play. The umpire sensibly letting it go. Waitman tapping it forward. Rioli leaves it for his teammate. And now the Tigers through Wall out of trouble. Back towards centre wing. Roos up high, takes a good mark. Plays on quickly. Gives it across to Nettlefold. Rendell can go right across to Carlton on the outer side of the ground, and he does so. Lee thought about going on. Now he does to Conlon. He can scoot into goal here. Shoots and puts it through. That's Mickey Conlon. And the Royals again open up that 11-point break. So, on 7 scoreboard, Fitzroy 12-9 to Richmond 9-16 on our big lead.
I've often said football's a funny game, Sandy. At one moment it looked as though Richmond were going to run away with things, and all of a sudden we've had Fitzroy coming back with 3 straight goals. 4 straight goals, actually, with Nick Quinlan, Bradley Gotch, Les Parrish, and Michael Conlon. Rendell gets a hand pass in. It's intercepted by Wiley. Wiley's kick high off the side of the boot. Floating forwards. Coleman punches the ball down and comes back towards Lee. Lee and Rendell. Egan takes possession. Puts it wide where Wiley is on his own. Takes it and plays on straight away. Goes for the short pass. A wobbly looking kick, but very effective because it hit Waitman straight on the chest. Waitman's kick down towards the square. Nettlefold's there. Spoilt by his own man in Gary Pert. And we find the ball wobbling through. Forced through for 1 point to Richmond, and they know what it's like to kick points because they've got 9-17 on the board. So it's 71-81, 10 points to margin, 29 minutes about to come around in the third term. Rendell. It wasn't a case of height, it was a case of muscle that enabled him, muscle, weight, whatever you like. He just held the player out. That was Rioli. Rendell's kick up towards half forward, over the back. Carlton swooping on the ball. If he gets the right bounce, he doesn't, but he's still got the ball in front of him. Tapped away by Rawlings. Good play. Wilson coming across, got tripped. Rawlings comes back again, puts the ball back. It goes straight to the opposition in Mark Scott. Scott straightens up, puts it too high for Jimmy Jess, but he's offline and only 1 point. And Mark Scott, his tally for the game, 1 goal 1. As Jimmy Jess plays on from full back. Jess now, out from the back pocket, up towards the centre wing. Roos in the front position. The ball comes down. Good play by Philip Egan. Egan now with a left foot kick, high and long towards half forward. And a good mark taken there by Nettlefold. The former Saint, Michael Nettlefold, going straight across the ground. He's looking down there for Rendell. Good effort, not coming off. Tapped on by Carlton. Parrish picks it up. Tackled, loses possession, and is penalised accordingly. So the kick in the centre of the ground, taken by Robert White. The Tigers rover, ruck rover, Laurie up high, thumps it down, taken by Carlson. Clayton, I should say. Clayton puts the ball up towards half forward, and a good mark taken there by Gary Sidebottom. Sidebottom has the ball punched away. And a 15-metre penalty brings him within distance now because he's only 35 to 40 metres out from goal, and we did see Sidebottom score, not a goal, but a point from about 65 metres out earlier. So Gary Sidebottom has 1 goal to his credit at the moment. It's swinging back, so now he's got 2 goals to his credit. A good goal as the siren sounds for three-quarter time with Richmond on 9 goals, 71, trailing Fitzroy 13-10, 88.
After a hard day's work, nothing beats a long, cold Carlton draft. You'll find him somewhere back in nowhere. Way out there is where you'll find him. 50 dusty miles to go and 100 more behind him. There's nobody born can beat him on a horse that's bred to run. And he doesn't have to prove a thing, not one damn thing to anyone. Give me a beer, a Carlton draft. Want the coldest one you've got. I've got a thirst that's gonna need some special care. Give me a beer, a Carlton draft, 'cause it's brewed to be the best. With a Carlton draft, you know the flavor's there. Carlton draft's another name for real draft beer. And there's nothing beats a long, cold Carlton draft.
Sunday Press talks to a Melbourne man, once a German seaman arrested for being defiant enough to tell the truth to Adolf Hitler. And there's a special report looking at the presence of IRA informers in Australia and the possible consequences. Visit Alex Jeselenko in Queensland. Once a hero who enthralled crowds with high marking and football wizardry, he now lives a different lifestyle. And Jacko gives his views on Supercoach David Parkin and the finals. Sunday Press, out tomorrow.
You know, cleaning up outside can be hard work. But here's the easy way. The new Sabco Turbo Brush. You'll let the sheer power of water and detergent do the work for you. Its strong pulsating action works effectively, however hard you press. It cleans quickly and efficiently, even with low water pressure. The new Sabco Turbo Brush. You'll find it at your departmental hardware store. It does the work for you.
Sunday on The Wonderful World of Disney, Lonnie returns in secret to the Great Cypress Swamp, but the killer panther he wounded strikes again. For danger, for mystery.
I know you're hurt!
The Ghost of Cypress Swamp, concluding Sunday night, 6:30.
On Sevens Big League, our match is the game at the MCG between Richmond and Fitzroy. The difference between the two sides in favour of the Lions at three-quarter time was 17 points. We pick up play now at the start of the final term.
And so the final quarter of football for the Richmond seniors for season 83. They trail at the moment by 17 points, and where's Jimmy Jess, Bobby?
It's an all-out effort by the Tigers. They feel it's no good leaving him down in defence. Jimmy Jess has gone down to the forward line. Strawn to full-back. Emmett Dunn to the back pocket as we find now Palm. Tackle, loses possession. Harris forcing the ball forward. Went to kick it off the ground. Now he gathers the ball well. Taps it on. Good play by Leon Harris. It runs down towards the forward pocket. Wall gathers it. Tackle goes over the boundary line, and the throw-in will take place. No, it's not going to be a throw-in. The umpire will bounce the ball very close to the boundary line.
You could see Bernie Quinlan coming and said, right, that's it.
Tap down. Wilson forcing the ball forward. Tackles his opponent who hasn't got the ball, and Graham Landy will take the free kick. Gives the hand pass on now to Lee. Over the top now to Wall. Back to Lee again. The big fellow in trouble, loses possession and goes over the boundary line. So a throw-in to take place on the half-forward flank, outer side of the ground. 71 to 84. No real change, no change at all to the lead since half-time. It was a 17-point lead at half-time after Fitzroy led by 4 points at quarter-time, and that's exactly what it is at the moment. As Parrish gets the hand pass out to Carlton. Carlton's kick floating forward and a good mark taken in defence by Emmett Dunn.
Dunn with the handball across to Mervyn Kane. Keeps it ring to Tim Jepp. He gets his kick just in time down towards the centre wing area. Now Jess and Roos, the first two players to the football. Pushed forward by Tim Jepp. Push in the back. No, says umpire Glenn James. Players allowed to go on till the ball is forced over the line, and another throw-in to take place. Can the Tigers go out on a high note? Waitman, Roos, sees him and the football over the line, and in fact illegal, says umpire Dennis Rich. So Waitman looking for Jess, front spot. No mark paid to either side. Rendell comes away with a handball to Parrish, gives another one across to Harris, and away scoot the Roys again. Leon goes onto the right foot to Gotch on the half-forward flank, and he drops it over the line.
Yes, so we'll find the throw-in as the umpire slips. And we'll wait. A throw-in on the half-forward line for Fitzroy. Side bottom of Fitzroy. Nobody wins the knock. It's taken there and smothered. Hand pass coming from the Richmond number 34, that being, of course, Graham Landy. Eventually the hand pass came out to Rioli. He spears the kick forward and well taken there by Paul Serra.
He can deliver a football, can't he, Bobby?
It's danger every time the man touches the ball. That's Rioli we're talking about. So it's Paul Serra, wide on the half-forward flank. Gets a lead from Roach. Coleman's there, punches the ball away. He's done a fine defensive job today, Coleman. Osborne's kick was smothered off the boot. It goes over the boundary line. So we're thrown in the forward pocket for the Tigers. No change to the score, 9-17 to 13-10. Rendell takes the ball. Cop one too high. Players remonstrating there with Sarah. Wonder Sarah could reach the neck of Matt Rendell. Umpire James is going to report. So By Glenn James, telling Paul Sarah that he's got a visit on Monday night. A visit for VFL House. As we await, while umpire Glenn James writes the names and numbers. Matt Rendell with a free kick. As Lou Richards calls umpire Glenn James, quick draw McGraw. Into the centre. Good play by Thornton, forcing the ball forward. Still going. Good play for Thornton. Comes right through the centre. He's had one bounce. The hand pass across to Conlon. Conlon putting the high kick in the air. Great play, Ross Thornton to allow a goal by Michael Conlon.
Yes, it belonged to Thornton. Steadying goal, and they drift away to a 23-point lead. 14-10 to 9-17 on Seven's big lead.
And Michael Conlon saying to Ross Thornton as we watch on replay. Thornton gaining possession. Borks has one bounce. Gives the hand pass across to Conlon, and he finishes it off.
Centre bounce once again. 23-point margin. Almost 5 minutes gone. Final term. Rendell and Lee. Parrish over the top. Taken out by Rioli. Support from Clayton, who puts the ball straight towards the boundary line at centre wing. Mervyn Kane may keep it in with Gary Sidebottom, but only momentarily, and so a throw-in to take place. Lee again with Rendell, both put on command performances, and the winner on this particular occasion, the Academy Award, Matt Rendell. Out of bounds on the floor. So Barry Rawlings, the Richmond skipper, who hasn't had one of his best days, has certainly tried hard all day, gives it straight back to Matt Rendell. There's too much height, and the Lions will be looking for great things from this man in the next 3 or 4 weeks. Sidebottom edged out that occasion, and Glenn James has no alternative but to come in and have a bounce.
6 minutes into the final term, we find a 23-point margin in favour of Fitzroy. The bounce midway between centre wing and half-forward flank on the Fitzroy side of the centre. Lee gets the ball down, goes after it again, tries to get the hand pass over the top. It's taken by Conlon. The hand pass from Conlon to Parrish. A score coming up as Parrish puts it down. No mistake. 29 points to lead. Good play, Les Parrish. And Mickey Conlon, because it was Conlon, of course, who gave Parrish the hand pass, and the group of Fitzroy players there all saying congratulations. And Les Parrish finishing that off with the goal.
And there we see it in replay. Parrish, the left footer, making no mistake to take the Roy's on to 15-10, hitting the century. They've got a 29-point break over Richmond, 9-17-71. Here's the centre bounce once again. Lee plucks it out of the air, gives the handball away to David Palm, shrugs one tackle, chops his way out of strife, and goes to the long lead of the Ghost. Jimmy Jess unable to complete the mark. Wiley is there. Jess overruns it. Roos waiting for it to come out. Glenn James comes in and says, "Gentlemen, let me have a bounce." 7.5 minutes gone. Final term. Jess was the one that went up for it. Roos was the one that came away with it. Thornton's short kick only goes towards that half-back flank. Some holding on going on there to Barry Rawlings, and he'll be the recipient of the football. Away he swings onto the preferred left foot. Pert up high. Nettlefold caught behind. And waiting out wide for the football is Osborne. Overruns it, but goes back again. Brings it away. Carlson's got a paddock to roam in on this flank. Away he comes, bouncing his way over centre wing. 2 bounces. Gets away from Matthew Wall. Gives it across to Grant Laurie, who was almost put in a headlock. In fact, is now. And he will take the free kick. But Matthew has brought a halt to proceedings. But still no one is on Carlson, who was able to drift some 40 metres down. Get the handball across to Clayton. He hooks it back in towards Quinlan country. But nipping in front of him is Gary Wilson to take a very good mark. A couple of very good marks taken in this match thus far. Wilson has kicked 1 goal to date, but a chance to stretch the lead to some 35 points. .30 metres out. Not a severe angle by any stretch of the imagination, and he has no trouble in converting. 16-10, 106 to Richmond, 9-17, 71 on 7s. Big lead.
London, where some things will never change. Others change every day, or gradually, in their own elegant style.
Here, where beer drinking is a time-honored custom, your Foster's has established a tradition, all of its own.
Foster's Lager, it's got the flavor that's taken it all round.
Foster's Lager, ah.
Soon, you'll see a world of magic beyond anything you've ever seen before.
When you're dancing on the sand.
See Angela Lansbury in Walt Disney Productions' most magical motion picture, Bedknobs and Broomsticks.
And on the same program,
Many happy returns of the day, Eeyore.
Hooray! A party!
Bedknobs and Broomsticks now screening at the Russell Cinemas, Geelong Twin and selected suburban cinemas. Check newspapers for details.
On current card rates, you can rent this standard Ford from our major competitor for this much a day. Not bad value. But at budget, we suggest you spend just $2 more and enjoy the luxury of a world-famous Volvo, a superb Peugeot, or a beautiful SLE Commodore. Because when you think about it, $2 is a very small price to pay for a touch of class. Even Budget's executive fleet drives your dollar further.
coming soon to 7, the finest television miniseries available. Sir Ernest Shackleton, the last great English explorer who opened up Antarctica, the forgotten continent. Faye Dunaway stars as Evita Peron. She seduced a dictator and won the hearts of a nation. Anton Myra's bestseller, The Last Convertible, featuring flash dancers Michael Nouri. And the television event of the year, All the Rivers Run, Nancy Cato's beloved Australian classic starring Sigrid Thornton and John Waters. Just some of the great new miniseries coming soon to 7.
Back to the final quarter now, and Fitzroy leading by 34 points at the 20-minute mark.
Well in towards goal. Good mark taken on that last line of defence. And it will be Glenn Coleman with 15 metres. Giving the handball across to Harris, who can go to Laurie. He does so, who's almost in the middle. Another one across to Carlton. This looks dangerous. Lee on that left foot, long in towards side bottom, and Quinlan going back, and he takes it. In the goal, thank you, says Bernie. And he kicks his third. 17-11 to 9-19 on 7's big lead.
And that really is transferring it from one end to the other, Sandy. And the mark by Coleman in the goal square. 15-metre penalty, and midway up the ground now we see Carlton on the replay. 7's big league shows you Bernie Quinlan taking an easy mark, playing on and kicking his third goal.
As we go back to the centre, Gary Sidebottom leaving the ground for a spell. He's done his job and done it well today, and Billy Loken just coming on for a run in the last 4 or 5 minutes. Here's the centre bounce once again. Roach up against Rendell, the former wins it. Carlson, possession to half forward. Wilson is there, so too was Scott. Could have been a bit of lack of talking there as Billy Loken straight back into proceedings. Conlon taps it on. Some good shepherding, or the attempt was good by Wilson. The idea was right, but Richmond are going to get out of trouble because they've pushed it out towards Philip Egan, wide on that outer wing. Bartlett gives the lead. It goes over his head and onto the chest of Jimmy Jess, who'll have a shot from directly in front.
What's your tip, Sandy? He's only 55 metres out.
Well, let's give him the benefit of the doubt, and he'll thread it. Using the drop punt, floating towards goal, and his distance was not a problem, nor was his accuracy. Well done, James. 17-11 to 10-19 on 7's big lead.
Jimmy Jess kicking his first goal. The main reason for that being that he spent the first 3 quarters in defence. On replay now, Philip Egan puts the kick forward, straight into the arms of Jimmy Jess, and 1 goal to Jim Jess. 79 to 113. 23 minutes have gone in this term as the ball comes down to Waitman. Waitman looking for Sarah. Sarah gathering the ball in now. A chance of another goal as Sarah goes long right through the centre. It's another great goal by Paul Sarah, his second. So Paul Sarah kicking his second goal to take Richmond to 11-19, 85 with Fitzroy on 17-11, 113. On replay again, Waitman. Only 30 seconds between the goal of, Jess and Sarah. Can Richmond go forward again? Still facing a 28-point deficit. On the bounce. Lee gets the ball down. Clutton of Fitzroy though puts the ball up into the Fitzroy scoring zone. Punched away by Strawn. Well gained there by Landy. Landy puts the ball wide, finds Wall onto his natural left foot. Matthew Wall puts the ball down and Wiley takes the mark in the pocket. Robert Wiley. He's on now. Goes across the ground. No mark taken. Over the back we saw Pert. Harris gets the ball out towards Osborne. Osborne now. It wasn't Pert, it was Ruse who came over the top. Osborne from the back pocket puts it up towards the wing. Parrish is there. Parrish takes the mark. Will swing the ball across towards the centre where Ruse has followed on down the ground. An awkward bounce, but he's able to trap the ball. Gives the hand pass across to Conlon. Conlon now. Long. Down towards the goal line. Quinlan over the top, and it's rushed through for 1 point. At that point makes Fitzroy 17-12 with Richmond on 11-19. 30 shots to 29. Once back. Knocked on again. Lee comes on the scene. Slides. Gets a hand pass in. Gets good support by Greg Strawn. Strawn puts the ball down towards the centre wing. Rendell waiting there. Line turn almost got him in trouble. Picked up by Scott across to Laurie. Grant Laurie will go long where Quinlan's all on his own. Bernie Quinlan takes the mark at centre half forward. And Rendell picking himself up off the ground. Doesn't look too badly injured. And while Rendell goes back into the scene, it's Bernie Quinlan from centre half forward. The long kick right through the centre, and Quinlan brings up his 4th goal. And 4 goals to Bernie Quinlan as Fitzroy go to 18 goals 12, 120 with Richmond 11-19, 85. 35 points the margin once again. 25.5 minutes into the final term as on replay we see Grant Laurie seeing that Bernie Quinlan was completely clear, and a nice pass finishing off with Bernie Quinlan's 4th goal. So the centre bounce, we'll see Matt Rendell against Mark Lee. Lee gets the tap. Intercepted by Scott Clayton. A hand pass out wide. Taken by Ruse. Across now to Gary Wilson. Wilson puts the ball down to the pocket. Quinlan once again takes the mark. So Bernie Quinlan, although right on the boundary line, will I feel sure have the shot because there's no better kick than Bernie Quinlan. It's from the boundary line. Quinlan goes goalward. It's a beautiful kick from Bernie Quinlan. 5 goals to the league's leading goal kicker for 1983, Bernie Quinlan.
Sevens Big League is part of the Holden Premiership season.
And as we check the quarter-by-quarter scores, Fitzroy running out pretty convincing winners. And for the Lions, Bernie Quinlan finished up with 5 goals. Parrish got 3. For Richmond, Roach 2 and Sarah 2. 2 reported players, Paul Sarah by field umpire James for allegedly striking Matt Rendell with the right forearm in the final term, and Dale Waitman by goal umpire Andrews for allegedly striking Nettlefold of Fitzroy with the left fist during the second quarter of today's match. Let's check the statistics now. And the marks, 191 to 184 in favour of Richmond. The kicks rather, the marks 50 to 68 in favour of Fitzroy, a margin of 18. The free kicks, a margin of 2 in favour of the Tigers. The handballs, not very many compared to the game out at VFL Park, 65 to 90. The hit-outs, 35 to 28, and the shots at goal, 38-34. Let's check the leading goal kickers as they stand after today's round of matches. On top, Bernie Quinlan, a further 5 today from Simon Beasley. Lee Matthews, of course, didn't play today. Danaher got 4, 3 of those in the final term. Richardson 7 for Collingwood, a great performance against St Kilda, and Mickey Conlon finished up with 2 goals. You're watching Sevens Big League. We'll take a break and back with our final game for replay, the game out at Arden Street between the Kangaroos and the Deans.
The more I see of National's home video systems,
the more I see you,
the more I realize why I like them. They've got more pro features, more cameras than anyone, a portable that's more portable. I tell you, National builds home video systems like professionals want, and TV sets good enough to go with them. They're big entertainers.
from National.
Super Steel for Sigma Corona Bluebird, just $49.95. And for Mazda Datsun Galant, just $52.90 at Goodyear Tire and Brake Service.
Australia's #1 service team. Trust us with your machine. We've got what you're looking for.
Looking for value? The new look McEwen's has got what you're looking for.
Like Selly's easy-to-use syringe adhesives, ideal for all those household mending jobs. Selly's spot-on range of syringe packs are at the spot-on McEwen's price of just $1.45 each. Thinking about painting? Make light work of it with CIG's Little Beaver sprayer, only $135.
At McEwen's, we've got what you're looking for.
Got what you're looking for.
Monday night in Cop Shop, the high rollers move into Riverside. But when the stakes are too high, the game turns to robbery and blackmail. Mike and Danny try to come to terms with their new feelings for one another. Cop Shop, Monday, 8:30.
Although they were beaten by Carlton last week, North Melbourne have been the top team for most of the latter part of the year, and on paper, today's game at Arden Street probably would have been seen as little more than nuisance value. Melbourne last week against Hawthorn with an injury-depleted side were pathetic. According to their coach Ron Barassi, it was their worst 4 quarters of football for the year. Their record too suggested they weren't going to do too much better this afternoon, as they hadn't defeated North since 1976. The Kangaroos today, therefore, going for their 15th win in succession. At the Arden Street ground, our commentators are Peter McKenna and Jack Edwards, and we pick up play at the 3-minute mark of the final quarter.
North Melbourne leading 100-67, so it's 33 points that they lead by at this stage. Johnson pushed in the back, and there will be a free kick to Johnson on North Melbourne's half-back flank position. Oh, sorry, Melbourne's half-back flank position, try again, Melbourne's half-back flank. North Melbourne and Melbourne playing here today. And Johnson bringing the ball down to Carlton. Moore's there. The man in front doesn't hold it. Tapped out beautifully to Kelly O'Donnell. And the kick off target and out of bounds is the result. So it's in Melbourne's forward pocket now, and the boundary throw will take place. Melbourne every chance of a score as umpire Rowan Saws takes up a position in front of the pack.
Well, Melbourne need a couple of quick goals just to give them that spark of victory there, or scent of victory, as it's close to the boundary line. That wasn't out. Good umpiring there. Coming away with the football is Schimmelbusch. Schimmelbusch on half-back flank, having a run with the football. Some nice shepherding being done by Fury there as Schimmelbusch kicks towards Phil Cracker. He ducks back after it. There he goes after it. Grabbed when he didn't have it. Still going. Beautiful football there by Phil Cracker. He'll go the hand pass. That is magnificent football over to McDonald into the open goal and put that goal down. I think the umpire will say this one went through, did it? Yes, it's a goal to McDonald, but in theory, that was Phil Cracker's goal.
Yeah, it's a great piece of work. There's someone down up there too. Is that McDonald in the hands of the trainers? It is. Must have received a heavy knock after he got that shot away for goal. Umpire up there, Tony Bryant, trying to sort things out, but McDonald will be awarded that goal. I think the umpire had it not been a goal, the umpire would have awarded another kick to McDonald. But the scoreboard showing 106 playing 67 in favour of North Melbourne, and the time clock 4.5 minutes into the final term. McDonald's must have got a heavy one there, Peter.
He copped it hard after he kicked the ball through. He really did. He might have a bit of concussion, I think, Jack, as Dempsey knocks it down to the ground. In they go, kicked up the ground by Wright. Carlton charges, Crazy Horse Carlton. Look at him go through the centre wing. He's played well since he came on the ground too. Up goes McCann. Another mark to McCann. He's killed him at centre half forward.
McDonald has to come off the ground. He's in the hands of the head trainer, Ron House. But let's get back to McCann. I don't think he'd score from there. He kicks too high. Gets under the ball, drifts it into the forward pocket where it goes out of bounds on the full. It appears that McDonald suffered a heavy head knock. Whether Ron House has got the hands to his eyes or what's happening over there, but the game continues on the outer side.
Yes, and Melbourne badly won a couple of goals. They've dropped their bundle a bit since half-time. North Melbourne have got on top after a terrific first half by the Melbourne side. We see Dempsey here against McLean. Dempsey with the left hand, not a decisive punch away. Here's another punch coming back towards Abernathy. He waits for Flower. In goes Johnson. Flower's there also. They go in hard after the ball, and it's a free kick. Will go North Melbourne's way. McDonald's been a very good play. Could have a broken nose. In fact, he's copped it very, very hard. Here's Abernathy. Abernathy on centre wing. A high kick towards half forward. Dempsey's there. He was held by the arm. Coming out of attack is Conley. Conley, a long kick down to centre wing, but the mark is taken by Keith Gregg.
There is a lead on the inner in half forward flank. Gregg's going to ignore that. He's balking around. Rigolo gives it over to Cracker. And the kick by Cracker, not a good one. Phil Cracker goes back again. Can't regain possession. And a free kick goes against him. Dixon plays on. The ball driven up by Rodney Wright. Up toward, in the back against Moore. But right in the back of the opposition where the umpire didn't see it. And we'll see a boundary throw-in taking place.
It's a bit stiff, that free kick against Phil Cracker there, Jack.
Yeah, it was a little bit. He's having a few words to say in there too. Boundary, no, it's not a boundary throw. It's a free kick. Out on the full.
Wilson from the boundary fires. He centres the ball from behind. Peter Moore has marked that. No, said the umpire. Fidge grabs it. And he's put it through for a goal, Teddy Fidge. And that is 3 goals to Fidge. A good effort by the young half forward. And maybe that Melbourne have got a slight chance. 10 goals, 13. Melbourne trailing North Melbourne, 15 goals, 16.
You can get it riding. You can get it sliding. You can feel it coming on about 4. A hard-earned thirst needs a big cold beer. And the best cold beer is Vic. Vic Bitter. You can get it walking. You can get it talking. You can get it working a plow. Matter of fact, I got it now. Victoria Bitter.
You're looking good. You're feeling great.
You know how important exercise and the right foods are to your family. Now Arnott's bran and malt Cruskets are here to help. Arnott's combine the goodness of dietary fibre in bran with the smooth taste of malt. You add your favourite wholesome toppings.
You're looking good. You're feeling great.
Arnott's bran and malt Cruskets, the great tasting low kilojoule crisp bread.
America's front line of defense is this computer. It is totally secure. Or is it?
You got something.
Shall we play a game?
What? Love to. What the? Is this a game or is it real? Get me the president on the horn. Wow.
War Games.
War Games, now showing at White City and suburbs.
One day, we'll put in a swimming pool.
We'll take a holiday in Europe.
I'll buy myself a new car.
One day, we'll build a family room.
One day, I'll buy a boat.
One day, talk to Westpac about our personal loans. We think they're the best. Together, we'll roll our sleeves up, work out how much your loan will cost, how to afford it, even how to ensure your repayments. We usually say okay the same day.
One day.
One day.
Today.
People often ask me how we get the news to air so quickly. Well, it's like this. Nowadays, we use these 330Ps. And they go out on the job with every reporter.
Excuse me, do you mind? We haven't finished.
Sorry.
The prison officers' strike...
You've also no doubt seen our van on the road before. Inside is stacked full of very expensive, highly technical equipment. The camera signal is fed in here, and it's beamed back to the studio via this transmitter dish, and it ends up here. Looks easy, doesn't it? Well, that's all part of our job, making it seem easy.
Mal Walden and the 7 National News team, keeping you in the picture.
Back to the final quarter now, and North Melbourne leading by 42 points at the 19-minute mark.
David and Goliath there as big Gary Dempsey has played a pretty good game too. Gordon has been taken off and Peter Tossell coming onto the ground. There's McCann again, almost took it, grabbed by Jonas. They've got a touch at the fumbles as Rodney Wright goes in after it. It's on that half-back flank position and no one can get away with it. And young David Gordon has come off the ground. He's been a quiet player today, Jack.
Yes, he has. He hasn't had a great deal of luck. 42 points is the lead that North Melbourne hold over Melbourne, with Jonas trying to get it out. He got it out too, taken by Fury, shot toward goal, a charge for Glendenning. He shoots a goal, and he's got another one for North Melbourne. So Glendenning missed an easy shot, that last shot for goal, but he's made amends on this occasion. Melbourne 10 goals, 15, 75. The scoreboard showing here at the Arden Street ground that North Melbourne have 17, 21, 123 to their credit. You're on 7's Big League from the Arden Street ground.
Yes, and North Melbourne right on top at the moment. How many goals is that in this quarter, Jack?
Well, North have kicked 3 goals
into the breeze.
6 into the breeze, and Melbourne have only added 1 goal, 2 with the breeze.
Yes, well, you can see that's the pattern. North Melbourne's great experience getting right on top. Jimmy Cracker's played well this quarter. Out to John Law. Law up towards the half-forward line. Coming out after the football is Hodgman. He hooks it back. Here's a chance for Peter Jonas. Caught behind. Oh, punches it on cleverly. That was good play. Grabbed by Batterston onto the left foot. He's looking down there for Zantuck. It drops short to McCann. He's caught with the football. Good play, Stephen McCann. He goes back in after it. Also there is Zantuck, who dives on top of the ball on half-forward flank for North Melbourne, and the bounce will take place.
20 minutes have gone, the final term from the Arden Street ground on 7's Big League. North Melbourne holding sway over Melbourne, 123 playing 75. The ball put down on North Melbourne's half-forward flank, and a big-fisted Jonas puts it about 30 metres away from the pack. Batterston showing pace. It will be met by Kelly. Oh. Kelly missed him on the way through. Shovelled out of the pack. Another chance for Melbourne to get away from that half-back line through Flower. Flower thought of the hand pass, now lets it go.
Beautiful hand pass too to Rodney Wright. Wright kicks long. He's played fairly well, Rodney Wright. Up towards full forward. Goal punched away by Peter Smith. Good players. Going in after it is Gary Carlton. Oh, boy, he's met very heavily by Brian Wilson. In the head, said the umpire. But old Crazy Horse has been a real star for North Melbourne since coming on and playing in the Fitz. Here he goes.
He's done a great job since half-time, hasn't he? Only came on after the half-time break.
Yes, he kicks up towards Dempsey. Oh, mark to Peter Moore. No, said the umpire. Grabbed there by Conley. Conley to Flower. Flower has been fairly quiet this quarter after a brilliant first 3 quarters. Down towards the forward line. David Dench lumbers after it. Now, let's hope Dench is not too seriously hurt. I think that's bad news for North to see that right knee heavily strapped, Jack.
Yes, he didn't move very well there, although I think he was intent to seeing the ball go out of bounds. Fidge had a chance. Wilson couldn't do much with it. It's been picked up by Connolly, just about threw that one away. Wilson in all sorts of bother. The crowd appealed for the free kick. The umpire said, play on. And here we see umpire Rowan Saws putting the ball down about 40 metres out from the Melbourne goal. Big Dempsey stands his ground against McLean. Got the tap down, taken by Connolly. Kelly's coming off the ground for Ramsey as the ball is forced down the Melbourne forward zone, but it's going to be a free kick to Phil Cracker. He goes out wide, looking for and finding Atkins. Atkins tried to draw the players up. Now he does give a hand pass out. And North Melbourne about to go forward. As oops, getting himself into trouble. I think it was Fury out to Carlton. Carlton moves a short pass to Ramsey, who's just come on the field. Ramsey takes the mark on centre wing. Roy Ramsey looking up to big McCann. Can he take the mark? He's in position to do so. Yes, he did.
Beautiful mark. He's played a great game, McCann. He breaks away and fires at the goals. It's swinging. Glendenning's there. He's marked it. Ross Glendenning, after a very quiet game, has already kicked the goal in this quarter, and he should make no mistake about this one from right in front, 3 metres out.
Well, he missed one very close before, Pete, but he did kick the next goal, so Glendenning going forward with a boot right behind that one, put it straight through the centre for another North Melbourne goal. 7's Big League scoreboard shows North Melbourne 18 goals, 21, 129. Melbourne 10 goals, 15, 75.
Yes, and North Melbourne look a very impressive side since half-time. A very ordinary first half. They've come back well and getting their game together. Some of those running players have come right into the game, Schimmelbusch in particular. And, of course, Abernathy has dominated the centre all day. And starting to look the side that they've been all throughout the year, a very, very consistent side.
From the centre, Ramsey tries to break away, can't do so. Batterston runs into a brick wall. Carlton again. Carlton hooks it out. Didn't mean to put it out there, I don't think, but the mark has been taken well by Hodgman. I don't think Carlton meant that, but he got out to Hodgman anyhow. Hodgman thought of going short. May go back now and take the shots for goal. North Melbourne haven't any big guns. Oh, yes, Glendenning's got back into the square now. But I doubt if the kick of Hodgman can make the distance into the breeze. It's going to be held up.
Here's Glendinning flying. Was that a mark? No. Play on, said the umpire. Here's a chance now for North Melbourne. Grabbing it is Jimmy Cracker. He fires at the goals and he has, let's see.
There was a free kick, I think, to Cracker prior to the kick. Now, if it's not a goal, I think he'll get another kick.
Another kick by the looks of it.
Yes, he was being held. He didn't have possession and the umpire has ruled accordingly. So that's the reason this has happened. I don't think, well, naturally, the kick of Cracker didn't go through for goal, Peter, or he wouldn't have wanted another kick.
Well, every time the umpire goes up to the player and asks him, does he want another kick? I've never seen a bloke knock it back after he's kicked the point, Jack.
No, nor have I. Not from this distance, anyhow. He's only 20 metres out at the most from where he'll take the shot. Jimmy Cracker of North Melbourne. Try for North Melbourne's goal. Is it through or not? Yes, it's a goal. 19th goal, kicked by Jimmy Cracker of North Melbourne. He kicks his third goal. North Melbourne, 19 goals, 21. The scoreboard shows 135 points, and the Melbourne score 10-15-75.
Yes, and Melbourne have absolutely stopped to a walk in this match, kicking with the breeze, a very ordinary final term. North Melbourne's defence, led by Carlton, has been well on top. And as I said, those running players, Jimmy Cracker's played a fine second half, as has Schimmelbusch, and they've had good players everywhere in the second half. Dempsey has got on top in the ruck, and now Peter Moore is doing the ruck work. McLean has done the bulk of it today. Here comes Hodgman after the football. Players overrunning the ball in that little instance. Connolly tried to get out. Now it's Jonas. A lovely hand pass out to Jimmy Cracker. Beautiful football, Cracker. A hand pass to Schimmelbusch. Into the open goal goes Wayne Schimmelbusch. Great play by Jimmy Cracker.
Good football, North Melbourne, in the closing stages of the final quarter. Chimmer kicks his fourth goal. The scoreboard showing now that North Melbourne are streaking away from Melbourne. 20 goals, 21, 141. Melbourne 10-15-75. Was great play by Jimmy Cracker. Peter, he was tackled, shrugged off the tackle, got the hand pass out, and Schimmelbusch capped it off with his fourth goal.
Well, I mentioned that Schimmelbusch was quiet in the first half. He had 7 kicks in the first half, and since then he has had about 15 kicks in the second half. That's how well he's come into the game, Jack. Centre of the ground. Oh, Dempsey beats Moore to that one. It's grabbed by Hodgman over to McCann. McCann from 60 metres out. The ball will lob short. Out goes Glendinning. Cop one in the back. But the umpire said no free kick, and the ball bounces through for one behind. So North doing all the attacking. A very, very easy victory going to come up to North. 20 goals, 22 to Melbourne 10-15.
Well, you wouldn't have thought so at half-time when Melbourne led North Melbourne by 9 points, but that's how it's turned out in the second half. Hodgman gets the ball moving into Jonas. Jonas thought of playing on quickly. Now he does that. Kicks it high. There's a chance now up, and Phil Cracker, I think, put on a bit of an act there. Didn't get the free kick.
Well, there's the kick coming out of defence. A long kick right down towards half-back flag. In goes McCann, beats him over the line and out of bounds. And, well, some of those young Melbourne players, Dixon, Connolly, have tried very, very hard up there in defence and certainly aren't giving up at this stage. There's Dempsey getting it down to the ground. Schimmelbusch again on the left foot. Up towards Glendinning. Out he comes. He marks the dangerous Glendinning. A very quiet game early by Ross Glendinning, and yet in this quarter he's now about to kick maybe his third goal.
Yes, could have had another one to his credit too. He's dead in front, 30 metres out, puts it on its way, straight through the centre. So North Melbourne, as I said, running away in the final term against the breeze. North Melbourne, 21 goals, 22, 148 points. Melbourne, 10 goals, 15, 75 on Sevens Big League.
Well, it finished up a very one-sided match, but as Jack Edwards mentioned, there wasn't too much in the game at half-time. In fact, the Demons were leading. North Melbourne ultimately victorious by 73 points. McCann, Schimmelbusch and McDonald all got 4 goals, and for Mel, Teddy Fidge was their leading goal scorer with 3. Stats on the match from the Arden Street ground. The Kangaroos in front of the kicks department. Likewise, the marks, a pretty fair margin there. The free kicks 41-34. The handballs in favour of Melbourne, and quite a margin too, 76-114. The hit outs 44-31, and the shots at goal 46-27, so a margin of 19 there. Let's check the other matches played today, round 22, to complete the home and away series. And first up, out at the Western Oval, the Bulldogs winning $21,000 from their sponsor East Coast by winning the last 3 games of the season. Williams, Edmund got 4 goals, and Beasley 3 for Fitzroy. The Swans, Sutton got 4. One reported player, Greg Smith, by field umpire Smith, the namesake, on a charge of having disputed the umpire's decision during the third quarter. Fitzroy by 42 points. At Victoria Park, Collingwood, far too good for St Kilda. The game was really over by half-time, as you can see by the quarter-by-quarter scores. Richardson got 7 goals for the Magpies. Likewise, Peter Dacos for the Saints, Fashini and Meehan 3 each. Collingwood by 63 points. And in the remaining game down at Cardinia Park this afternoon, Hawthorn well on top, kicking 7 goals in the third quarter, and they ran out very easy winners by 80 points, the biggest margin of the day. McCarthy 5 goals, played at full forward in place of Lee Matthews. Judge 4 and Tuck 4 for Hawthorn. For the Cats, Darcy, O'Keefe, Yates and Featherby all got 3 goals. And you're watching Sevens Big League. We'll take a check on the league ladder and the 2 big games for next week after this break.
Holden Commodore 6s, Holden Commodore V8 wagons, and now Holden Chimera, 4-cylinder super wagon. New technology brings you a tailgate that takes the bumper up and out of your way. The biggest load space in Chimera's class, a wider, higher door, and a lower floor for easier loading. A divided rear seat for long loads. Holden Chimera, super wagon.
They've done it. They really have done it. True Scottish-style shortbread made in Australia. And Arnott's have done it. Arnott's Glengarry shortbread. Light, buttery fingers of rich shortbread that almost melt in the mouth. Made as only the Scots know how, or so I thought. But they're made here. A true Scottish-style shortbread. Arnott's Glengarry shortbread.
Be warned, giving a Bostik electric glue gun may lead to handyman fever.
It plugs in, Dave. The glue goes in cold, comes out hot. There's no mixing, no mess. It's the best way of gluing yet. No clamping. Hot glue sets hard in less than 60 seconds. It even seals and corks. Repairs everything from chairs to bears.
Thanks, Daddy.
You want real professional jobs in 60 seconds, Dave? Get yourself
a Bostik electric glue gun.
Monday night at 7:30, Quincy gets involved with the legal and moral question of midwifery. A baby dies, and our Quince has the task of laying the blame. Who is the responsible party? Find out Monday night at 7:30 on 7.
Welcome back to Sevens Big League, and at this stage of the program, let's check the league ladder, how it panned out. And Arnott's bring you the league ladder, awarding $5,000 to the team that tops the list at the end of the home and away matches, and that award now won by North Melbourne with a total of 64 points. So they have the rest next week. 3 teams then finished on 60 points. Hawthorn, Fitzroy and Essendon separated on percentage, and of course Carlton making up the 5. Outside, Collingwood, Footscray, Melbourne, Geelong, Richmond, the Swans and St Kilda, and we'll be making the presentation on the compliment or for Arnott's in the next couple of weeks for North Melbourne topping the ladder. $5,000, always handy. Right, it's time now for our competition. It's the Rank Arena Player of the Round competition. Rank Arena awarding some fabulous prizes, including Rank video products to the players each week. Let's check on it now.
The player of the round from today's VFL matches will win a fabulous Rank Arena video product valued at over $800 and a home videotape library courtesy of Electronic Sales and Rentals. You too can be a winner of a magnificent Rank Arena video cassette recorder by noting down the Sevens Big League player of the round, his club and the result of the game in which he played. Entry forms available wherever Rank Arena products are sold.
And Mike Richardson is our player of the round for round 22. And the information required for your entry form, the Magpies winning the game by 63 points. And that, of course, is the end of the home and away series. And don't forget that entries close on September the 9th, and we'll be having the draw.
At VFL Park, we see the skill of Tim Watson and the marking of Simon Madden.
He shoots the ball up there towards the full forward position. Madden flies.
Great mark by Simon Madden.
trying to sneak around here. That was great play on the part of Timmy Watson.
Watch Johnson now as he marks, goes right on with it, and it's a goal for Carlton.
Tap it over to Watson.
Wood knocks it out to Watson. Watson around to Bahaja. Bahaja swings, snaps, and it's a Essendon goal.
A beautiful goal by Bahaja. Up there to
Glascott goes down, and watch closely as he gets stood on well and truly as the ball is picked up by Buckley and a goal.
Watson looking for a free, but he's got the
Watson bursting out of the centre. Look at that power play by Watson. Danaher's caught, however, but Watson's coming through, picks it up well, lines it up, and it's a goal.
Has put it through. Hunter, the pass is on to Mark Buckley, and a great grab.
Nasty collision here in midair.
Or a free kick, whichever you like.
Clark and Buckley
I thought he had the mark, Luke.
hit the deck.
That was the mark firstly, Pete.
And as they disentangle themselves from that lot.
The end of the game for Clark.
A bit of pain, though, Neil Clark. His trainers carry him off.
The real hazard for Izzard here as he's down by Montgomery.
And he goes down. Austin came late. No, it wasn't Austin. It was Montgomery coming late on the scene. And a 15-metre penalty against him. Golly, it stunned the young fellow too.
The pass.
The Bombers really on the run. Mirrett, hand pass to Kink.
Mirrett from half forward.
Now look at Kink's long hand pass.
Kink, 30 metres out, into the goal square.
Danaher in the goal square. Easy goal.
A metre and a half. Danaher's first.
But Danaher.
Southby knocks the ball out. Hawker chips in. Hand pass to Watson.
A hand pass coming over to Watson. A very easy goal.
And a big kick from point blank range.
That's goal number 2 to Watson. So at the 4-minute mark.
Fitzroy and Richmond now for some highlight play. Bernie Quinlan roving away from the pack. For Fitzroy, takes the ball into the goal square and makes no mistake. Tigers from a long way out here as Egan takes the ball, balks his way around. Lines up for a long left footer. And it's a lovely goal.
Centre wing gives the hand pass over to Strawn.
And again, this time it's Greg to Conlon. Hand pass to Strawn.
Long kick down, a chance of landing.
Long kick.
Goal by Strawn. It's a winner.
Leon Harris this time.
Might be there, plenty of high flyers. Harris goes.
Weave his way through the pack and make no mistake about it.
Two great goals with fine roving by Leon Harris to the square.
This next beat of play, we can't work out whether it's a goal or a point or a goal.
Oh, no, it's a goal, I think.
Not yet, it's not. However, Waitman comes in there.
That's Liverpool and Lee Waitman.
And it is a goal.
At their best.
Into the centre.
Thornton this time for Fitzroy. Captures the ball well, balances nicely, bounces once, then hand passes to Conlon. Conlon goes on with it. Long kick by Conlon, goal.
Great play, Ross Thornton to allow a goal by Michael Conlon.
A high-scoring finish to the season by Collingwood. Mike Richardson around the boundary and makes no mistake. Richardson to Dacos. One of Dacos' 7 goals. Pick into Dacos now. And it's another one for Collingwood's Dacos. Cloak to Richardson. One of his numerous kicks. Dacos in the play again for Collingwood.
Down toward the full forward zone.
North Melbourne battling to hold that top position yesterday, just 27 seconds into the game. And Donald McDonald burst out of the pack for an easy goal. Flower sets a goal up here to be taken by Fidge as he evades the defence neatly. Hand pass to Fidge, and he makes no mistake.
Shoots it, goal! And it's a good goal.
Bringing across the goals, McCann ducks back.
McCann, who played a great game yesterday, marks close to the goal square and plays on.
Kicked by Stephen McCann.
He goes left.
Schimmelbusch in the same position.
Within the square, and is it a mark to Schimmelbusch?
Yes.
And he kicks the goal.
Towards McCann.
McCann takes the ball well, swings around on the left foot. Another big kick by Stephen McCann for goal.
And that is a beautiful piece of football.
Schimmelbusch now, round the boundary line goes the North Melbourne captain.
Schimmelbusch on half-back flank, having a run with the football. Some nice shepherding being done by Fury there as Schimmelbusch kicks towards Phil Cracker. He ducks back.
Down to Phil Cracker, he'll get it down to McDonald, and McDonald gets the goal the hard way.
Beautiful football there by Phil Cracker. He'll go the hand pass. That is magnificent.
McDonald going in, and he'll cop a hard one here.
Goal down. I think the umpire will say this one went through, did it? Yes, it's a goal.
And it's a goal to North Melbourne's Donald McDonald. Our Mazda Football Highlights Player of the Day, $400 award by the World of Sport commentators, Tim Watson of Essendon, for a great... Tim Watson now for the Bombers.
Anyway, short pass by Watson. Up the full forward. Danaher, well fought by Bruce Gould, who's playing a fantastic game. Watson, in the meantime, has put it through for a goal. Well,
to the MCG now, and Philip Egan.
Gets past the tackle. A chance of a score coming up as Egan puts the left foot forward. It's a beautiful goal for Philip Egan. Centre wing.
His teammate Greg Strawn, a long goal.
Dashed away from Mark Scott. Puts the long kick down. A chance of landing. It might even be a goal by Strawn. To play.
Paul Serra came off the interchange bench for the Tigers and soon made his presence felt with this goal.
Serra goes goal, and it's a lovely goal by Paul Serra.
Now the Richmond Rover, Dale Waitman.
oh no, it's a goal, I think.
Point, I think.
It's a goal. But percentage playing
For the Royals, Les Parrish.
Double chances. Parrish with pure strength gets away. This time they're starting to get it out of the middle towards goal. He's put it through. Lee thought
His
about
teammate Mick Conlon, always dangerous in front of goal.
Shoots and puts it through. That's Mickey Ford.
For the Demons, Adrian Batterston receiving now and shoots truly.
The hand pass goes goalward. It's going to be close. It's through. It's through for mine. Yes.
He hooks it back towards
North Melbourne's Steve McCann.
Traps it beautifully onto the left foot goes Stephen McCann. He fires the goals, and that is a beautiful piece of football by Stephen McCann.
It rained goals for Collingwood. Here's one of Mike Richardson's. Finished the day with 7. His teammate Tony Shaw. Shane Morwood. Peter Dacos also had a field day in front of goal, receiving from Picken. For St Kilda, Andrew Cross bursts his way through. Simon Meehan now for the Saints. To Footscray, Robert Klomp, former Carlton defender. Ian Williams. And finishing off with 3 from the Hawthorn match yesterday, and they're all Hawthorn players. First up, Michael McCarthy. Ken Judge. And to cap off the goals of the day, Dermot Brereton. To our panel now of former great goal kickers, headed by Lou. What did you think?
Well, crackers for one man that couldn't kick over the white line. What was your best
over
choice?
100 goals, Lou. Took me 13 years to do it, but I did it. But I liked Rene Kinks.
That's another one we let go.
We let him go, and I liked Les Parrish, Salty Parrish at the MCG.
What about you, Hot Lips?
I liked... give him a smile. I liked Philip Egan. I loved the way he went onto the left foot there. And young Andrew Cross, Lou, was a good goal.
A gutsy goal, wasn't it?
Gutsy goal, under pressure. He charged after that ball and whacked it through. It was a damn good effort.
Well, you guys have picked 2 good goal kickers in your selection, but they didn't win it, of course. The winner was... Timmy Watson from Essendon with a very nice goal. Finishing up nicely, he wins the minus $100 and, of course, goes into the final. And that's worth $5,000. There's the kick he follows up, as we mentioned. And, of course, he hasn't got it yet. I think that's all in the book.
VFL Park and some of the plays of the day. Marcoux gives the Blues a flying start. Hunter. To Sheldon.
To Sheldon, the goal. No worries, good play on the part of Hunter.
Here's one of the steals of the day coming out. Brian Wood for Essendon.
Oh, what a steal from Brian Wood.
And he fires it down to Danaher.
Danaher in front of goal.
That's the play of the day so far, Peter.
Yes, great play by the former Richmond captain. The Essendon skipper has the mark, 50 metres out from goal.
And a big kick by Danaher. Tops off the play. So that was the last for Brian Wood for the day, as a hamstring forces him off the ground. Tragedy for Carlton, as Johnson is off the ground with a serious ankle injury. Desperate play now as Watson and Harms fly for the ball. It rolls clear, kicked off the ground by Van der Haar.
Oh, he'll be signed up by Aston Villa, I think. 5-5.